Okay, everyone, welcome back to Breslov Efrat here at Shiratel Baruch Hashem, Modern L'Simcha, a good mayit to all of our listeners all around the world, wherever you are. And today is Hayoim Arba Yomim LaOmer, which is the mid of Netzach Shebechesed. Okay, Netzach Shebechesed, because this is the week of Chesed, and today is the Netzach of the week of Chesed. Okay, here we go. So this is the midah of, you know that the midah of Netzach is connected to Moshe Rabbeinu, right? Moshe Rabbeinu is Netzach, and Chesed we know is Avraham Avinu. So here we go. Bein Adam l'mokim. Yizbeinu Adam b'datei sheHaKadosh Baruch Hu chai v'kayim lo-netzach. How do you like that? Huh? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is in existence and will be in existence for all eternity. Right? Is that a good way to translate that, David? Yeah. Okay. All right. So Shalom, good. K'may shedorshu Chazal, sheHaKadosh Baruch Hu mevala es masa ve'ein masa mevalim oisai. Right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu is, so to say, covers all actions, but nothing covers it. How would you translate it? Is mevala, mavla, to swallow up. He's subsumed. Nothing subsumes him. Right? Here we go. Okay. Mitzad zeh, shefu v'chasadav, v'hatoivim hanimshochem yoyse l'kayim ha'olam b'chlal, v'am kol ha'odam b'frat. How HaKadosh Baruch Hu keeps the world going for it all the time. And everything in the world. And each person. Unbelievable, right? Heim temidim b'kayamim l'netzach, right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu doesn't, we're living, right? And our heart has to keep going. Chas v'shalom, if it stops for a moment, we're in trouble, right? Keeps going to hemshech, right? Has to keep going, right? HaKadosh Baruch Hu keeps things going within us. Right? We don't even understand all the things that happen and all the miracles that happen to us all the time that are constantly going on. The fact that when we go to sleep, we're still breathing. You have to remind yourself to breathe. Right? I mean, just simple things we just take for granted. But now today's a good day to think about those things. How HaKadosh Baruch Hu is taking care of us all the time. It's amazing. And then you come to love Hashem, of course. Say, wait a second. Wow, you're so good to me, Hashem. Well, I went to sleep last night, and I got up this morning, and I was breathing, and everything was functioning well. Wow. That's amazing. I didn't do anything. Right? It's all working by itself from Hashem. Wow. Okay, so you come to love Hashem. Es roiv toivoi v'chazdoi hamisgala b'nitzchiyosav. Right? So when you awaken the idea, right? When you awaken Hashem's creations, you awaken yourself and people. You let people realize this. Let people realize, wow, this is something special. Right? Es roiv tuvoi v'chazdoi hamisgala b'nitzchiyosav nimsa mashlim u'masig es midas ha'chesed ha'idei midas ha'netzach. So in other words, here we go. You understand how it works? Like here we go. Hashem is always taking care of us. Right? He's always doing that. And then that comes, it's through that, when you recognize that, you come to love Hashem. Love is part of the midah of chesed. Right? Netzach is how HaKadosh Baruch Hu is constantly taking care of us and constantly doing. And when you awaken, and you can awaken other people and teach people about, people how beautiful HaKadosh Baruch Hu is and how His creations are. Yesterday we went with our grandchildren to the zoo. It was an amazing thing. I was showing them. We saw zebras. I mean, they're so amazing. The coloring on them are so perfect. It's amazing, right? The zebra was in the front of the zebra. You see the stripes all come around perfectly. The stripes come around perfectly. When he turns around, the back of him, all the stripes all meet right in the thing. The tail has the same, unbelievable. No two breeds are the same. You can see them. No two of anything is the same. No two of, but on that one, it's amazing. You don't see a misprint. There's no misprint on the zebra. The printers have misprints, right?
No seconds.
It's unbelievable. I was just looking at that and I just happened to see that. So I was showing the kids, look how perfect Hashem is. Look at that. Look, it's unbelievable. You can just see Hashem's creatures and you see the things, how things are so perfect, so beautiful, and it's always going on. The zebras were always like that, and they always will be like that. Right? And I'm just using that animal, but they're all, this beautiful of all creations of Hashem. Hashem has everything so beautiful. And then when you're riding down south, you see the beautiful mountains, you see all the trees, it's just beautiful, right? Unbelievable. It's really a beautiful thing. The only thing that's not nice is you keep seeing these signs, A zones, the A zones, the A territories.
The red signs.
Yeah, there's a sign on the 60 that says A this way, you got to go that way. Can't go that way, you're not allowed to go that way. Prohibited.
It's your own risk.
Yeah. I tried to spit at every one of those signs. They're disgusting, really. It's a disgrace, but okay. Anyway, it's all going to be good. HaKadosh Baruch Hu has a plan for us, and we have to just remember that. Okay, here. Okay, let's see here now. Let's look at another piece over here. Let's do Bein Adam L'Chaveira. Here we go. B'chol chesed she'oiseh im zulasai. Whenever you're doing a chesed with somebody, you're doing a chesed. You're calling them, you're bringing something to them. Whatever you're doing, whatever chesed you're doing. Yorei loshev lahasmid boy gam bizman acher ba'oifen shiyeh nimshach lenetzach. Try to do something it'll go on, it'll keep going. Try to do something in a way that it'll keep going. For example, example of that, you're going to someone's house for Shabbos and you want to bring plants, flowers. People bring flowers, right? They bring flowers, right? So bring a plant.
There's a plant
you can water it, it'll keep going. It's Lenetzach, it keeps going. Yeah. Right? Your flowers, they're already dead. They're already dead. And you put them on the table, and then it's only a couple of hours or days, and you got to throw them out. They start to smell, right? Lenetzach. V'zois yasek k'shiyite in eliboy shekach hi anogas habayis barach nimse mashlam es chazdai esmidosai v'chein kas b'seiv. Okay, so in other words, that's the way Hashem does things. Hashem does things. He gives us things that we can keep going. We have trouble understanding that today because everything we have is disposable. Right? Everything's this. We live in a disposable world, right? Everything, you throw everything out. Right? Someone gets married, doesn't like the wife, throw it out. You have a paper towel, throw it out. The paper plate, throw it out. Right? That's how it's working. That's how we do things. We try to do things in the way of nitzchis, things that'll keep going. And then you recognize Hashem, and then by you recognizing HaKadosh Baruch Hu, take a drink. Take a drink. Please take a drink. There we go. Okay. There we go. Okay. All right, so I think that's good. We understand a little bit the midah. There's so many things on it, but I would just try to do something. Here, let's do one more. Here, let's do one more. This is a good one. Okay. Also make a little more effort and try to do this. Here's what he said. Lepoyel chesed kazeh sheyesh by kiyam v'netzach. When you do a chesed with someone, try to do the chesed that it has an exist. It keeps going. Kedugmas mashet shenitzara chaveirei lemoman. Oy v'yesh b'yichilasei lahalavois. If a person needs money, right, tzedakah, or you can make a loan for somebody, right? Yochalu gam lahamid lechaveirei esek. Or you can teach your friend a business. You can teach him a profession, right? You can teach him a trade, teach him a profession. Shal yedei zeh yochal is parnes bereva. Then he'll be able to make his own money. Right, so again, it's nice it's nice that you can give somebody charity. That's that's a wonderful thing. Another mitzvah is to loan money for somebody, right? Someone needs a loan, you make him an interest-free loan, right? It's a beautiful mitzvah to make a halva. If someone needs money, you lend them the money. Okay, another mitzvah is teach someone how to do something, so that way that'll be lenetzach. They can now earn their own money and be they can be self-sufficient, right? And he wouldn't need a loan, right? He won't need loans. Lenetzach v'kiyam v'nimtza mashlam es midas hachesed ha'idei midas ha'netzach. So now you can see another way you can fulfill the midah of netzach through the midah of chesed. Right? The person needs a chesed. So tzedakah is chesed. A loan is chesed. Teaching somebody how to do a trade is a chesed. And then, but in doing that, you're using the netzach with the chesed together, because now he can earn his own money, and then hopefully he'll be able to give tzedakah, he'll be able to loan, and then he'll teach someone to trade, and he'll go on lenetzach. Okay, that's the idea of this that we have from today from the Sefira Efrat and Lachem on the midah of netzach sheba chesed. Okay, so today is the fourth day. Again, if you didn't count. If you forgot to count last night, so you can still count. If you heard it today, within the day of the fourth day, you can still count the day. You do not make the blessing, and then you can continue counting the next night. Okay? All right, so we're going to start. Today's very exciting. We're starting the second book in Likutey Halachos. Okay, so Likutey Halachos is 8 books. Okay? That's not talking about the ones with the translations. It's the actual set of Likutey Halachos is 8 books. Okay, so we finished the first book. What's the matter?
No, I'm just looking at your book.
Yeah. Okay. We finished the first book, and now today we're starting the second book. It's very, very exciting. Okay? So we're going to be learning now about Masa Matan, transactions, business. Okay, that's what we're going to be learning now, okay? And we're going to see in a minute that, I'll just say outside, just so we understand a little bit. The laws in Shulchan Aruch are like this. You have the laws of Tefillah, right? Like all the things we learned, right? You daven, and then you have Kriyas HaTorah, you have the Tachlan, the Kriyas HaTorah, and then we learned the Ashrei L'Vol Tziyah, we learned all about we learned about the Pita Makatoras, right? All these things. After you finish davening, so Shulchan Aruch says you're supposed to kaveya itim la Torah, set up time to learn a little bit, right? Learn after davening. If you do that, then after that, they says you have to go out to work. Go out to work. There's a machlekes in the Gemara between Rabbi Yishmael and Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Yishmael says, Tov Torah im derech eretz. Tov Torah im derech eretz. It's good if your Torah is good if you have a parnasa. If you have parnasa, it goes good, works good with Torah. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says, no, just learn Torah. That's what he did. Okay, but now, again, most of the world that follows Rabbi Yishmael is very successful, right? You have your kaveya, you have your time for tefillah, then you have your time to learn, and you go to work, right? Then you can go to work, like we said. And when I go to work, it's like building the Mishkan, right? All these beautiful things, right? But there are those few select people that can learn all day. It's not the multitude. The multitude of people cannot do that. They don't have the head to sit and learn all day. They don't have the head to learn. As we're going to be learning, Rav Nosson is going to explain to us, because we have to sometimes cool our brain. Sometimes our brain, like sometimes you have a computer, right? And you're running the computer, then the fan goes on. You ever hear that? You ever see that, right? Yeah. You're doing something, and then the fan goes on. Why did the fan go on? Oh, because it has to cool off the what do you call it? The microprocessor, right? There's a processor there, it's getting too hot, so the fan goes on to cool it off. So learning, when we go to work, that's relaxing the mind. That relaxes the mind. When a person's learning Torah, he's davening. We're supposed to daven in a way that the mind is very engaged. When you learn Torah, your mind is supposed to be very, very engaged. When you go to work, so then it gets overworked. So then if you go to work, when you go to work, you're cooling it down, And then so that way you'll be able to come back and then maybe have a little bit of learning again at night after you learn, after you finish work. You can have a night seder, and then you can daven Ma'ariv, and then you can go to sleep and then start again. That's how the system can be successful, okay? So I just gave you that preview before we start, okay? So there's a difference between Rabbi Shmuel and Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai. Rabbi Shimon Bar Yochai says learn Torah all day. They're both right. There's not one's right or wrong, but the question is which one works for each individual, okay? So there are some individuals that can learn all day. How wonderful that is. And then we can go to work and we can support those individuals, right? We can support those and know that they're really learning all day long. That's wonderful. Again, we learned from with the Yisachar and Zvulun, right? Zvulun was very happy when he went out to work, right? Because why was he happy? Because he was doing what he knows how to do best, and he was supporting Yisachar. Yisachar was very happy learning because that's what they did. So on and so forth. So we can always use these examples for us to be successful. Here goes Rav Nosson, and this is his introduction to Hilchas Masav Matan. Okay? Here. This is the Lashon of the Shulchan Aruch. Achakach. The Shulchan Aruch says, afterwards, after you finish davening, and you learn Torah, Yelech la'asakav. Now go to work. Whatever you do, whatever your profession is. If you're a tradesman, go do your trade. If you're a professional, go do whatever your profession is. If you're a storekeeper, go open your store. Whatever it is. And this is what the words of the Shulchan Aruch says. Shulchan Aruch says, when you go to work, don't partner up with a guy, because then you may come to have to make a shvuah, a swear. You may have to swear, right? Sometimes you have disagreements with partners. They go to court, right? When they go to court, they make them swear. But wait a second, we're not allowed to swear in the name of other gods. We're not allowed to do that. And so then the person will inevitably transgress the prohibition of swearing in other gods if he took on a Gentile partner. Okay? That's what the Shulchan Aruch says. Okay? V'ayvim mishum v'shem elikim acherim loy tazkiru loy yishma loy yishma al picha. It shouldn't be. You should never say these other words. You shouldn't use these. You shouldn't swear in the names of other gods. Okay, got that? So far, so good, right? Yeah. There's a interesting thing. I know that Rav Rosenfeld, all of a shalom, the great tzaddik, he would always say. Sometimes we say b'shem Eleikim acherim. He would say b'shem Elohim acherim. Why would he say b'shem Elohim acherim? Because he said the other gods only get their ability to be in existence through Hashem. Hashem gives it to them. Oh, so that means there's Hashem in there also. So why should I say Elikim? That's what the rabbi said. Again, hey, that was his idea. Okay, he was an awesome Talmud Chacham. He knew Torah's Nigla, Torah's Nister on the back of his hand. There was no rabbi like him. I'm telling you, there was no rabbi like him with his knowledge of Torah. He knew Shulchan Aruch inside and out with all of the pirushim and all of the different shittas. It was something amazing. That's what he said. Okay, he lived in America. He lived in America. He came to Israel, and he was sent back to America. They said they need you over there.
Who's that?
Rabbi Rosenfeld.
Rabbi Kramer married his daughter, right?
Yeah. Rabbi Nosson Maimon married his other daughter. Yeah.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. No, anyway, that's what he said. Okay, I just wanted to say, okay, anyway. Now, here we go. Ha'inyan. Now, we're just going to give you a little overview here, okay? Ha'inyan. Ki mevaya b'divrei Rabbeinu Zechroinu Levracha. Rabbi Nachman writes in lesson 69, in the first chelik, Shorish HaNefashos hu ba'ashiras. The shorish of our nefesh, gesundheit, livriyut, okay. The shorish of our nefashos comes from ashiras. Comes from wealth. The source of our souls come from wealth. You see that? David, you got that?
Yeah.
Okay. Now, how do we understand that? How do we understand that? Okay, we're going to see now. Gedulas Hashem v'nefesh hu al yedei ashiras de kedusha. It's through the ashiras de kedusha. Let's understand this for a second. What are we talking about here? The Rebbe says that you have the nefesh is connected to ashiras, to wealth. What kind of wealth? Spiritual wealth. Spiritual wealth. It's hard for us to relate to that, right? It's hard for us to relate to spiritual wealth. It's easier for us to relate to wealth, right? We learned about it, even if we learned the idea that a Navi has to be wealthy, has to be strong, has to be smart, right? We learned about that. So we could relate to this idea of physical wealth. But now we're going to change gears and we're going to try to understand what does it mean to have spiritual wealth. Spiritual wealth, right? When we daven, when we learn, when we speak to Hashem, when we do mitzvahs, all the mitzvahs that we're doing. Right now we're in middle of Pesach. You're sitting and eating matzah. The Zohar HaKadosh says that's achlosa d'sfasa, achlosa d'hemenusa. Right? That's achlosa d'sfasa. It has medicinal properties to matzah. It can help you. Now, but people will say to you, "What are you talking about?" I don't know. It's kind of hard on my stomach. It's kind of hard on my stomach. I don't understand. No, but it's spiritual. It helps you spiritually. It can repair the nefesh. It can repair the neshama. It's medicinal for the nefesh and the neshama. Eating matzah is a very special thing on Pesach, right? So Shivas Yom Toichlu Matzahs. 7 days eat matzah, right? So when we eat matzah, we're doing the mitzvahs, we're becoming spiritually wealthy. You understand? You're following the mitzvah. You understand that? And it's achlasa de menusa, it's also emunah food. If you want to strengthen your emunah, eat a little extra matzah now on Pesach, right? And matzah is emunah food. And matzah is compared to the mun. The man was the lechem abirim, is the food that the angels were eating, right? It's the same idea. All right, the kedusha. Ki ashiras the kedusha gavoya mioid, because the idea of the spiritual wealth is very, very, very lofty, very lofty. You got that so far? Spiritual wealth. Don't take it lightly. Because when you do a mitzvah, that's why you have to be besimcha. You just did a mitzvah. Now be joyful. Look what I just acquired. Look, if a guy gets a letter in the mail that he gets a check for $1 million, let's say, right? Everyone should get a check for $1 million. Could you imagine the joy he'll have on his face? Think about it. Anyone, right? Everyone in the neighborhood gets a check for $1 million, or even 1 million shekel, right? Whatever. Wow, the guy will be happy all day long. But wait a second. I just davened Musaf. I just davened. I just said Shema. I just acquired a mitzvah deraisa. I just got, that's worth more than $1 million. Where's the joy? We don't relate to it. We can't, it's not tangible. Right? It's not even money today is not tangible either. Can I tell you that, guys? Who has money? You look on your bank account. You go on the computer. You look at your bank. You see your money. Is it there?
Right.
Is the money there? How many people have the money in their hands? They don't have it. Right? So I'm just trying to show you there's an idea of spiritual wealth that our bank account gets bigger every day. If we recognize that, how great, how joyful we could actually be. Do you follow? Okay. I'm trying. We're trying. Okay. Nimsa. Shamaman de Kedusha, hu maman Yisraeli. Okay, then we know this idea of Jewish money, right? Jewish money. We know that Ephron Achiti, right? When Avraham Avinu came to Ephron, right? He wanted money. He claimed he didn't want money, but then he said, "I want 400 gold and silver coins." Right? And Avraham Avinu gave him the money over lasocha, the Torah says. Over lasocha. He gave him perfect coins. They weren't worn coins. Those are silver coins. So they were perfectly minted coins with the perfect weight. and they were very shiny. He loved it. Goyim loved Jewish money because Jewish money shines. It has a glow to it because it's connected to Kedusha. But then the problem is the guy takes the money from the Jew and then he loses its shine. You hear this? The guy takes the money. It looks shiny. It looks good. But then as soon as he gets it, it loses its shine. It's only shiny because it's the Jews. You understand?
Like the water in the blood.
Same idea. Yeah. Hu bechinas Hashem v'nefesh, Hashem v'nefesh Yisrael, hu bechinas Shem Hashem, ki shemay meshuta b'shmeinu. We learned this idea, that Hashem's name is partnered with our names. The Torah lists the names of the Shvatim, and the Torah says, Ha-Ruveini, Ha-Shimoni. Hashem puts his name, the Yud and the Hey of his name in their name. Our names are all included within Hashem's name. Our names are connected with Hashem. Here, this is a very important one. The Gemara in Shabbos says, when we come to Shemayim, right, after 120, they can ask us 6 questions. Right? One of the questions is, maybe the first one, I don't know the order.
I heard the first one is that we honest and
there you go. Maybe, okay, there we go. The first one, Nasasa benasata be'emuna, did you do your business in an honest way? Right? Did you do your business with emunah? Did you have trust in Hashem that HaKadosh Baruch Hu was the one that was giving you your money in the first place? Did you understand that? Be'emuna daika, specifically be'emuna. Emunah, that you believe that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is the one that gives you and runs your business for you. We think it's so because I did marketing, I did this, I did that, and that's why I have my profit. No, it's because Hashem decided that marketing should work, that advertisement you did should work, that those emails you send should be answered. How many times you get emails, you just delete them all? You don't pay attention, right? We all get all these emails, right? Once in a while, you look at one email, right? Once in a while, oh, this one looks interesting, I'll look at it, right? Oh, that's from Hashem. Wanted that person, you should see his email and so on. It's all Ma'es Hashem. Hashem's name is one, and Hashem is one, and his name is one. That's the main emunah. What does it mean, Hashem's name? We say this every day in Aleinu, right? Right? On that day, Hashem's name will be one, and he'll be one with his name. Now, what? Today Hashem is not one with his name? What does that mean? Hashem will be one. Hashem's one today. But the problem is we don't understand it.
We don't see him as one.
We don't understand it that way. On that day, it'll be perfectly clear that the Gevura and the Chesed is really from Hashem. Like we say, Hashem Elokeinu, Hashem Echad. Right? Hashem Elokeinu. The God of Chesed, the God of Gevura is Echad. You follow? Okay. Therefore, make sure you do your business with emunah, right? With faith. And that's what they're going to ask us. Did you do your business with faith? And that's where the shirish, and that's the source of all of our profits and all of our anything that will amass comes from. It's all connected to the Rabbeinu Shalom. Now watch this. This is so amazing. And we know Hashem always makes everything balanced, right? So Hashem has this idea of emunah. So there's the other side, right? The Goyim, right? The nations of the world. Can I ask you a question? You think the nations of the world do their business with emunah? No. I don't think so, right? I don't think so, right? Ki mammon the sitra achahu behepech. The money of Jewish money is very, very shiny. It's very beautiful because it's connected to emunah. It's connected to Hashem. Got it? But the other side, the money of the Gentiles, is the opposite. It's not shiny. It's dingy. It's grungy. It's ugly. You understand? It's not shiny. It's behepech. Because they're connected to the other gods. They're connected to the other God. They're not connected to Hashem. They're found b'mammon. All avodah zarah is connected to money. You believe that, right? Look at the Vatican, right? The Vatican is the wealthiest city in the world, right? Wealthiest city in the world, right? In the name of religion. A big hoax. But it sells, right? It makes money. They make a lot of money. What?
These Hamas guys got billions of the ones sitting in Qatar. They took all the money.
Well, they do it in the same. All for Allah. There we go. The name of okay. I would listen. Those are listen. At least the guys over there, they're just they're making money. They're not hurting us today. The guys in the Vatican, and today they used to hurt us. Yeah, they used to kill thousands and millions of Jews. Yeah, but at least now today they're not bothering us. Right, but they're not bothering us. Okay, Tchuvim b'mammon, it's found in money. In lesson 23, Chelik Aleph, the Klal Mammon Yisrael hu bechinas mammon the kedusha shu bechinas shem v'nefesh. The money of Jewish people is shem v'nefesh. Right, it's holy. It has name. It's connected to Hashem's name. It's connected to the soul. The bechinas shem Hashem. Klal mammon oivdei kechavim hu mammon the sitracha, and the money from the other side, from the goyim, is from the sitracha, is from the other side. Got it? So there's two sides. You have one side is the money from the Jewish people, the money that's shiny, the money that's beautiful, and on the other side you have the money from the sitracha, the other side, literally the other side. And that's the money that's not shiny. It has no shine. It's very dingy. It's yucky. It's not nice. It's not nice money. That's the other side because it's connected to avodah zarah. Okay, now we're going to understand why can't I have a shutfis with a guy? Yeah, that was the preview. Now, Nosson gave us this preview. So there's two types of money, right? There's the money of the Jew. That's shiny, that's beautiful, because it's connected to the nefesh, the soul. It's connected to kedusha. It's connected to Hashem's name. And then you have the money of the sitra acher, which is connected to the idolatry. It's connected to all different taivas, all different lusts, and all different desires, and everything else. So the two have nothing to do one with the other. Yes, they're both money. That's their connection. But they're totally different. Totally different. Now, v'ata mevoya hetiv masha asuru Rabbi Seinu Zochron Levacha l'ishtatef im oivdei kachavim mishum v'shem elehim acherim lo yisaskiru. Now let's understand, based on that preview that Rav Nosson just gave us. He gave us this introduction. Okay, based on the introduction, we can understand now why Chazal tell us, why Shulchan Aruch says, don't partner with a guy. Don't make a partner with a guy. Why? Ki bevadei oiver al v'shem elehim acherim, because again, you'll come to wind up swearing in the names of false gods, right? That's what we said. Remember? Because again, the shorish of our nefesh is connected to wealth. Our soul is connected to wealth, spiritual wealth, but it's also connected to money as well. Okay, oh, but wait a second now. If I become a partner with a guy, what am I doing? I'm partnering my soul with his soul. You hear what's going on? My soul is connected to Hashem. My soul is connected to holiness. My soul is connected to money of holiness. His soul is black, is dingy. And now I'm connecting my soul to his soul. Why would I want to do that? Do you follow? Why do I want to take my soul and partner it up with a guy? If we would understand what that means. When a Jew, how terrible it is when a Jew marries out of the faith. How terrible that is! Is taking his soul and he's connecting it to the soul of a disaster. It's a disaster. It's a spiritual disaster. You understand?
So is that what we're doing? What if you work for a company?
Yeah.
It's not owned by Jews.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, Exxon, Walmart.
No, that's different. Then you're working for them. You're not partners with them.
You're not partners.
Not partners with them. There are ways to do partnerships. Okay, you can ask it. There are ways around this. Okay, there are ways to do it. There are ways to do this in a proper way. Okay, we're not going to discuss that now. But if we're just discussing now the idea, so you can understand the concept of what the halacha is and why the halacha is like that. That's what Rav Nosson always does. He takes the halacha and he helps us understand why is that the outcome and now why is that the halacha. So now we can understand how can I take my soul that's glorified, that's amazing, and mix it with the other with the Gentile, because that soul is a black soul. Then we're going to have one money together between us. His dingy, grungy money and my shiny money. I'm going to put those two together. Ein loy lischaber imaman Yisrael shu bechin Hashem and nefesh Hashem meshut boy Hashem. Okay, so we understand this now. So now realize something. When you have a Jew that has $1,000, right? Let's say he has $1,000. That $1,000 is so much more beautiful than the guy that has $10 billion. His money is connected to holiness. The $10 billion is all this, it's disgusting. But we're so amazed. Oh, the guy has so much money. He has so much money. Again, because we're so involved with the Western culture. Right? We're so integrated with the Western culture. Money, 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 money. What is America? On the money it says, in God we trust. Right? The money's their God. They trust in their dollar. The dollar says in God, where it doesn't say that, right? In God we trust. They trusted their money. Unbelievable.
I thought they were saying a nice thing, but now it's I see totally differently.
Yeah. V'zeh shamra b'seinu zechayim bracha shema yischayev leishvua ki shvua de kedusha hu b'china shem Hashem. K'mayisha kosel leisisa Hashem leishav. We have to go up. Okay. We shouldn't follow in my name. Oh, maybe then, should we stop here then? We'll go just a little further. Oh, you'll follow. Okay, very good. Okay. Right, any time that you have a taina, there's an argument going on. Bein shnei anoshim. You have a dispute, right? There's a financial dispute. You say I owe you money. I say I don't owe you money, right? There's a disagreement going on. So then what do? You make a shvua, right? Bezdin will make you make a shvua. You make a swear. You swear. I swear I paid you back. You said you said you loaned me $100. I paid it back. I'll make a shvua that I paid you back the $100, and I'm off the hook because I made a shvua. That's how important the shvua is. You understand? The shvua is very, very, very important. Swearing. When I swear, v'ashvua mivareres ha'emes lemi magia mama. The shvua comes and clarifies to who is the rightful owner of the money. All right. Ki ashvu b'china shem Hashem shu b'china shoyrish hamaman shu b'china shem. Because the swearing is connected to the money. Money is connected to the nefesh. Nefesh is connected to Hashem. So that's why when we want to, that's why the law is that you go to Bezdin will say, okay, make a shvua. Swear in Hashem's name that you paid back the money. Oh, if you make that shvua, so then you don't have to pay. Because that's where the money comes from. It's connected to Hashem's name. Because we said that's the shayrish to kedusha. Kisham b'shorshay b'vaday mevareh heitev memanei shel kol echad ve'echad ve'ein echad yochal lega l'sham b'shel chaveirei klum. No one can touch anyone else's money. No one can touch anyone else's money because his money is his money, my money is my money. And when I understand that, I understand that my money is connected to my soul. My money is connected to my soul, which is connected to the Kedusha, which is connected to Hashem. Your money is connected to your soul, connected to yours, to your name, connected to your connection with Hashem. How can I touch your money? How can I do that? I'm taking your soul. I'm stealing from your soul.
So I get that. So, but today, like when we had Arabs coming to Israel to do work, and even in private homes, and you would pay them, then we're giving our holy money to, that kind of upsets the whole way the world operates.
Yeah. Listen. Avraham Avinu gave his money to Ephron also. Right? He gave it to Ephron. He gave him money. This is where Hashem made the world. That we do business, right? We need to buy. We need certain material. We need certain things. So you have to do business.
We need goods and
right?
services. We pay for them.
Right? We learned in the time of Shlomo Melech, right? They used to come from all over. Merchants come to buy from us, and we would trade with them and so on. That's okay. We're talking about now to understand the idea that your money is your money. How can I ever think of touching your money? I'm stealing from your soul. We just think it's the money. No, but the money is connected to the soul.
I think the problem here is more, if you have to do a shul investing,
Yeah.
you have to do a shul investing, tells you to take a shul. The problem here is that you have to go to the court of the goy.
Then you have to make a swear over there.
That's the problem.
Exactly. No, but even if you're doing it the right way, that's how we were saying, if two Jews have their disagreement, so then you can make a shvua and you put it from the shvua, from the payment. Therefore, our great rabbis of the great assembly were suspect, right? Shema yischayev lo ha'oivek kechavim shua. Maybe you'll be partners with the guy, and then you'll have a disagreement with the guy, and then you'll go to court, and they'll make you swear. When you go to Bezdin and you swear, that's wonderful, no problem, because you're dealing within the confines of Torah. Right? But if you go outside to a regular secular court, right, and they make you swear, right? Even today in America, they don't make you swear. You could say, I affirm. You have there's other things, but you have to ask if that's okay. And everyone is a different thing. These are very, very important halachas. Kihu, the milsa, the shichacha, that's the shichacha, right? This is something that's found. The korev levadai, ki oivdei kechavim, heim meleim sheker b'masav amatim. Right? In other words, it's something that Chazal is saying that this is something that's it's inevitable, I think you could say. Right? It's inevitable that you're gonna have to come to make a shvua. Because why? Because the because the Gentiles, they're full of lies and trickery while they're doing their business. I mean, look at Yaakov Avinu and Lavan.
Right.
I mean, he tricked him every single day. Right? Every single day he tricked him. He changed the laws on him every single time. Well, that's the way it is. That's the way Goyim are. The Torah gave us examples of Esav, right? The examples of the Goyim, how they do business. Right? Esav sold Yaakov Avinu the Bechorah, and he was upset about it. But he sold it. He sold it. Right? Haman HaRasha, he wound up, he was in the desert with Mordechai, right? And Mordechai, he ran out of water, and Mordechai had water, right? Remember we learned that, right? And Mordechai said to Haman, you want my water? Okay, fine, you'll be my slave. So he said, okay, I want to write a contract. They didn't have any paper. Mordechai took off his shoe, and they etched it into the bottom of the shoe, and he signed it on the bottom of the leather of the shoe. Haman signed it. He's his slave. And every time Haman tells Mordechai he has to bow down, Mordechai will pick up his shoe and show him, I'm going to say that you bow down to me.
So is it only because we'd have to swear?
That's the ultimate reason. That's the ultimate reason. Yeah. Ki maman shehu maman de sitra acha nilkach. It's shirish. The shirish of the maman of the sitra acha mishum bechina sheker. It comes from the side of lies and trickery. Shu avodah zara bechina sheker. The whole I say wait avodah zara sheker is a lie. All their way they do business is connected to lies as well. Al kain heim chashudim tomid shel sheker. Therefore, they're always suspect they will be lying. Asher piem dibe shav v'yaminam yamin sheker. Right? We know sheker. That we know that they speak what do you call it? Lies, right? And everything about them, is all about lies. Al kain bevada yischayev lo yoive kechavim shua shelahem shua bechinas elayim acherim ki misham shirish maiman, because their money comes from that side, but they always love our money because our money is shiny. That's what the Rebbe says in the lesson, that our money is shiny, and they like our money because it's shiny. So then they want our money, but once they get it, it's dull. It loses its shine. It loses the shine. It doesn't have that shine. So then they want more money. I want more shiny money. So they make more. So they'll make the Jew wind up inevitably come to swear, so they'll be able to get some more money from the Jew. You understand? Okay. Okay, therefore, now we understand why, multiple reasons why we shouldn't have a shutfis with Gentiles. Ki maman yisrael maman the kedusha, because the maman of Jewish money is very, very holy. It's connected to holiness.
So could you have an agreement with, if you were to go into partnership with one, you don't want to swear, could you agree that the Beit Din will make a determination as opposed to?
Again, you have to ask a law. Okay. We're just trying to know. Again, this is not practical. This is not practical. Okay. We're just trying to understand. We're just understand where we're coming from. Now, based on this, if you come up with something, you can ask your rabbi what you should do in that case.
Yeah.
Okay. By Shem Hashem. Okay. Which is connected to the source of his name, which we said v'nafshay in his soul. Hashem by Hashem, that Hashem is partnered with the Jew. Right? We're partnered. Hashem is partnered with our names. Hashem is partnered with us, and our money has the money kedusha. Okay. V'ayim b'maimer hamaskal miksha roitzel lekar b'nei adam la'Hashem yizbarach in Likutey Maran in lesson 59. Right? Ma shemavoya sham ala posik benasati lahem bebeisi bechamosai yad v'shem sham mavoya heitev hagdama zob shamamanu bechina shem v'nefesh. So we're going to learn a little bit more about this. This was the hagdama. This is the hagdama for Likutey Halachos, this idea of Masav Amatan. So Rav Nosson wants us to get a good foundation on what does it mean, Mammon Yisrael, Mammon of the Umas Ha'olam. What is the money of the Umas Ha'olam connected to? What is our money connected to? Our money is connected to Shem, to Hashem's name, to our name, which in Hashem is partnered with our name, is connected to the kedusha. The source of our source of nefesh is to the kedusha, our spiritual wealth, right, which is connected to our physical wealth. It's all connected. And the guy is connected. He has a darker soul, and his soul is not connected to the Kedusha. It's connected to the Avodah Zarah, which is a sheker, right? Which is a lie. And of course, the way he does business, he's going to do business in a way of trickery, like we gave you two examples, Esav and Lavan, right? The way they did business, right? Okay? They were not honest business people. And the Haman was an honest business person, right? He makes an agreement. He doesn't keep his agreement. He doesn't keep the agreement. So therefore we understand why a Jew should not partner with a guy, so he shouldn't have to come to swear in the name of one of their gods and one of their false gods. Okay, we understand that? Mm-hmm. Okay, so let's learn now one halacha in Likutey, in Kitzur Shulchan Aruch. And he's right over here. We're in Yud Zayin, I believe. We're in Yud Zayin, and today we're up to what, 9?
9, yeah.
I'm just trying to remember. I didn't take my book yet. Okay, here we go. What? 9. Yeah, 9. Here we go. Okay, here we go. One halacha today. Test. Here we go. Okay, so we're in Hilchas Kriya Shema, Siman Yud Zayin. Okay, Yud Zayin is 17, and today we're up to 9 tests. Okay, Im Hivsik Be'emsa Kriya Shema. So now you're saying Kriya Shema, right? You're learning the laws of Kriya Shema, and you had a break in between. Something happened that you had a break in between while you were saying Kriya Shema. He gives you an example. Da'ainu min Shema Yisrael ad ala aretz. Right? Something happened. He gives you an example. Machmas oyne shehaya mukhrach lahafsik. Going shehaya tzarich lotzeis lasei tzarcha. Right? Let's say your middle is saying Kriya Shema, and all of a sudden you feel you have to go to the bathroom. So we learn what is that you're not allowed to continue because that's baal shaksu. Right? We learned you're not allowed to, if you feel you have to go to the bathroom, you have to stop and go to the bathroom. Right? You can't continue. Some people don't even know that. They don't know. They think I have to go to bed. Well, I can hold it in. No, but there's an idea we learned in the halacha about the shaksu that I can't be davening while I feel I have to go use the restroom, even though if you can hold it in, right? So we learned another one, right? Your mill is saying Kriya Shema. Remember we learned the laws where you can daven, right? Where are you allowed to daven? We learned that you're not allowed to daven if there's any excrement in your way. Right, we learned the idea if it's in front of you, if it's inside of you, if on the side, behind us. Remember, we learned the different shiurim, right? So now you come to this situation, and now you find where you are, there's some tzoah, there's excrement. Now I can't continue.
Does it matter who's? I mean,
no, it doesn't matter.
Coming from a horse or a zebra or
excrement,
anything.
excrement.
Any excrement. Okay.
Excrement, finished. You have to stop. You don't daven with the excrement. We learn we can cover it over, right? You can cover it over. You cover it up, put a kisui on it. You put a covering on it, then that would be okay. But you're in the middle of Kriya Shema, and then you happen to see, oh, look at this. Or you had you're in the middle of Kriya Shema. You're in the field, right? And meanwhile, an animal walks by, right where you're sitting, and he makes an excrement. Oh, I have to stop now. Basically, that's what it just is giving us different examples of when I'm saying Kriya Shema, something would come up that I have to stop. Whether I have to use the bathroom myself or something else happened that stopped me from the middle of being able to daven. Right? Or maybe a middle saying Kriya Shema and there's a horrible noise. Right? Someone they're banging, they're drilling or something. In the middle of saying Kriya Shema and you just can't think. The noise is so overpowering, I can't think. I have to stop. But now if I stopped, what do I do then? Yeah, that's what we're up to now, okay? Im shoya meshach zman shahaya hu yachal loimer kol Kriya Shema. If you stopped for a long enough time that you would be able to say the rest of the Kriya Shema, you understand? Wherever you were up to. If you stopped in for whatever period of time that you could have said Kriya Shema for, tzarech lachzor the tchilas Kriya Shema. So in other words, let's say it takes you to say Kriya Shema a minute and a half. 2 minutes, let's say 2 minutes, okay? You give you a little time. You have 2 minutes to say Kriya Shema. Okay? So if you found this excrement, and you can go over and you have something to cover it over, and you just covered it over, and then you can continue, then continue. If it took you longer than the 2 minutes, then you have to start again. Because it has to be behemshech. It has to be continuation. It can't be broken, okay? So now we understand. So if your mill is saying Kriya Shema, something comes up, whether you have to go to the bathroom yourself. If you have to go to the bathroom yourself, you have to figure it's going to be over the time anyway, so just say Kriya Shema all over again, okay?
But what do you do if does it matter if you're like, you talked about when you're in the beginning, after Baruch Hu, and we're in that series of saying Shema.
No, you don't say the brachas again. We're talking about now Shema itself.
No, I understand.
Now we're talking about Shema itself. If you have to go to the bathroom middle of the brachas, so stop where you are, and then you come back and you continue.
Continue where you are, okay.
Yeah, you can't make the blessing again. If you're in the middle, you just don't talk. You don't make don't make a hefsek. Some will say even if you're in the middle of Birchas Kriya Shema, you go to the bathroom, you don't say the Asher Yotzer. At that moment, finish saying the Birchas Kriya Shema, finish saying Shmon Esrei, then say the Asher Yotzer. Because you're allowed to say the Asher Yotzer until you don't have to go to the bathroom the next time. Okay, really, you do it right away because you don't want to forget. Right, but in case like this, it's a good question, right? In a case like this, if you're middle Birchas Kriya Shema, right? So now you can't say the bracha again. So you can go to the bathroom, then you don't have a hefsek, right? That's not considered hefsek because you can't continue.
So is the Shema not a bracha?
Shema is not a bracha. It's a passages of the Torah.
Passage in the Torah, and
that's why.
That's one of the reasons why you can.
But we want to
start
keep
over
it going.
again.
Yeah, you can continue. That's right. That's one of the reasons you should start over again. Yes. Okay. So again, if you break longer than the time it would take you to say the whole Kriya Shema, so then you start it all over again. If it was less than that, then you could just continue where you were up to. Okay. Everyone have a wonderful day. Moadim l'simcha. Today is again Hayom Arba Yomim LaOmer, and today is Netzach Shabbat Chesed. I hope everyone enjoys their day. And we hear B'sarot Tovot.